Hi everybody, here's Krystian from TeamworkCast.
And I'm Jackmade.
And this is a Netrunner TeamworkCast. These are the German Nationals top 16... No, top 8, right? It's top 8.
Yeah, it's top 8.
Yes, in the second game from the top 8. We are still in the upper bracket. And this is going to be Jackmade himself playing here.
Yeah, on the left I'm playing NEH again.
Yes, and on the right we have Putzlappen, and he's going to be playing the noise. So this is a matchup that really hurts me deep inside, because they are one of my two favorite players here.
Okay.
On the other hand, it's going to be very exciting, because then it's going to be my two my favorite players playing against each other.
I first thought you were a little bit disappointed because it's like noise, the most used runner against the most used corp. So
Well,
a little bit boring perhaps.
You know, it's kind of like a very meta kind of stuff. But you have a very interesting, very vicious NBN deck going on. And of course, we have to also mention that you and Putzlappen also already met up in the Swiss rounds.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And
I beat him there.
Putzlappen was very apprehensive about playing against your NBN deck again because of its viciousness.
Yeah, let's see. So I think I'll take a mulligan. Putzlappen does as well.
Yeah, both players are taking mulligans. We took a bit of a longer break before the game begins, so we can talk a little bit about what generally happened here. This was in Freusburg in Kirchen. Again, yet another time, as the last time. This time it was spread like over multiple days, and I don't know if we're going to show the games from the previous days. But if you want to watch all of them, we have the raw footage on our Patreon website, patreon.com/hacktheplanet.
It was really nice again, and the location was really beautiful. So
yeah. If only the rooms were a bit roomier.
yeah, that's true. Okay, so the game starts. I draw my mandatory card. Installing a card in a remote.
Yeah, that's standard NEH opening. Digging for more cards.
Yeah. Let's see. I think I saw some agendas in hand. Oh, interesting start.
Oh! Okay, after mulligan, you mulligan maybe a hand of not any eyes, apparently.
Could be that I'm looking for something and I think I don't need to protect my service.
Alright, there is an install after all.
I protect HQ. Okay. I think Putzlappen said something like, "Oh, you start like this again," because last time we played, I also started with Jackson and drawing 2.
yeah.
And it didn't end that well for him.
And he was like, "Oh, I think I saw that previously." Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. He installs Data Sucker, and of course that is already a mill because of his noise ability.
Yep.
And then access the R&D.
Nothing of importance, it seems.
I like how you put the click tokens on Hanzo's eyes.
You can't see. She can't see what I'm doing.
She's just like a spider woman.
Yeah.
multiple eyes.
I didn't even see that when I played.
Okay, right, so then there's a run on HQ.
It seems like I had my fingers on the eyes.
Yep,
it's a wrap around. And last click.
And we're gonna see a parasite on that wraparound. Oh, that's gonna take quite some time to eat through. But I guess he just needed a place to play this parasite to mill yet another card.
Yeah, or he thinks that he can fill up his data sucker fast enough so that eventually he can combo this.
That's also a possibility. Yeah.
The tokens. Yeah. So I draw. It's my turn again. I draw my mandatory card. Installing a new card.
Using the ability. By the way, I cave in. I also starting to play my R&D sideways.
Ah, okay. I like that because it's like actually the same size as the ice in front of it, and that's just something. Yeah, makes sense.
I also like it because you can draw the cards like in a neat kind of way, because due to the unique geometry, you can kind of like draw the cards in a way that the opponent won't see.
Yeah.
You can ensure that opponent won't see it. Anyways, we see an install in front of that server, so Putzlappen runs on there.
And it's another wraparound.
A server that he can't get into might be very dangerous against the more modern, vicious NBN decks.
That's true. But I have only three money, so it's not that.
There's not
that
too much danger
dangerous.
coming from. Yeah. Right.
So I think he's running Jackson or Archives. Oh, it seems like he's running Archives because he got a data
He's
sucker
running
token.
Archives, yes.
And I use my Jackson to get back some cards. And he sees an NAPD.
Ooh, he doesn't have the money to
pet
steal
campaign.
this.
No, he hasn't. He has like 2 credits.
Yeah.
I think he didn't get any money so far, so he played a data sucker and a parasite, so he's had 2 money.
The last legal deck for the Nationals was the Underway, not deck, pack for the Nationals was the Underway. So there is no Exploderpalooza or anything that came out later
Film
on.
critique.
Yeah, no film critic.
Yeah.
So you have to wing it as a runner.
Putzlappen is still thinking. It seems like he's missing economy, so it's really hard for him to do.
And he's also missing like all this noise stuff, like Wildside, Pancakes, all that stuff.
Yeah, it's kind of economy as well. Even if you don't get credits from that, you draw cards, so that's kind of economy.
Sorta economy. So as NBN, what is basically your goal here?
I think, as I do, I score an Astro. That's always
nice.
a good thing to do. But at this tournament, I played not the fast advanced version of any age. Instead, I played the meat damage version. And a scored Astro is another form of a threat, because you can advance breaking news if you want to, like 1 time more and have 1 more click left. So you only need to install it unadvanced, and then you have 2 clicks left on the turn when you score it. So you can play like 2 meat damage operations, and that's the plan from then on. I need some money as well, but I think that's the plan. Sometimes it even occurs that I can't win via meat damage, and so I need to score out, and then the Astro is really good as well.
Alright, so he ran on R&D, there was nothing, he installed an imp, runs an R&D again, yet another NAPD here, that he then imps. So one thing that I found odd by your play, that's you leaving R&D way open, giving him access to all these cards, instead deciding to protect a remote server to score out the Astro script.
I think I did that because I had a plan in hand, like I had breaking news and some meat damage in hand, and I wanted him to focus on other servers, not on HQ, instead of R&D, because I thought it was less likely that he could win there. He could perhaps score some points, but I didn't think that he could win there. Here I think I'm thinking about purging, because he has enough data sucker tokens to kill my wraparound in front of HQ, but I didn't do it because I don't have money, and I do need some money to do something.
Purging would leave your R&D open for even longer time, and would give him like an opportunity to do more damage there, I guess, right?
And I recall that he trashed some I think he trashed mid-season with the install of the imp. And that's another really important card for my decks for punishing, stealing agendas for the corps, so that I can get away with leaving servers open like R&D. Yeah. So that perhaps sometimes they won't. The runner doesn't even want to run on R&D even if it's open. Yeah, and
if you have like the monetary advantage, obviously, then you can kind of like create like a threat here. But now he does what you expected. He does kill the wraparound, and he has access to an Enigma. And thinking about imping this, I guess he does. Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah.
I guess like making you discard ice. He hopes keeping the central server open for longer.
Yeah, could be.
And sees another card. We don't see what it is.
It's a hedge fund.
That's nice. But obviously you won't play it probably next turn. You probably want to do some more Oh, maybe you will. After all, there's a.
I think it's a sweepspeak, yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know how many cards Putzlappen has in hand, but surely there will be more than 3.
Yeah.
So it's always
He's
dangerous to have fewer than 3 cards against Scorched Earth.
That's true. And also, I mean, he didn't play too many cards so far. I mean, there's basically, I think, like 3 cards played so far on his side.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Yeah. That's true as well. Yeah. And I
Kind
think
of
he didn't take any money so far. So the clicks he didn't do anything. He did something else besides running.
He was penniless indeed. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
So I think he drew some cards. Yeah. And
Yeah.
yeah. What do you want to say?
No, considering like usually those kind of like matchups against Butcher Shop are like these money
Battles. Yeah.
battles, and now this is like very low stakes money battle.
Yeah, I have no money, so he isn't inclined to have money as well. He doesn't need to. But I'd only take money for clicks. Perhaps he has only 2 or 3 cards in hand, because he saw the sweepspeak.
So you do find another ice that you can plop down in front of HQ.
Yeah, my turn was installing ice and taking 2 credits. And meanwhile, in Putzlappen's turn, he's installing a Street Peddler and looking at the 3 cards, putting down. He's putting down on it.
Street Peddler made such a huge impact on this tournament.
Yeah, and I even saw it out of faction in Andromeda against Frederick.
Frederick was playing it, and he was pretty convinced that it was a good choice. He made it to top 6, top 8.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna second guess him.
No, it was a really, really cool idea. It's only 1 influence, so it's not that hard to splash it into other factions.
And especially the fact that we don't know the cards that are installed on Street Peddler. The corporation doesn't know the cards that are installed on Street Peddler.
That's really important.
Makes it very, very gives like a huge advantage, because suddenly you know the tables have turned. Now I have cards that you don't know about.
Yeah, and it's like I think it's little bit like SMC, like a small SMC, because you can do it like mid-run or in the corpse turn, and you can do something they won't expect. So like installing a Palescreed from the Street Peddler, which will actually do against me.
It's even better than SMC, because in SMC at least you can see what they can get back. But with Street Peddler you never know. I mean, it could be a clot in the middle of advance.
So
right, so then start in that wraparound server.
Yeah, and I think I played a hedge fund as well. And I don't know what the last click was, but perhaps I drew a card, something like that.
He gets out the wild side. Oh man, he pawned. No, he gets out the wild side because it was installed on a Street Peddler, right?
No,
I
not
the wild side.
The Ace-Up spawn shop was on the Street Peddler. He gets it at the end of my turn, so he can pawn the imp at the beginning of his turn.
Nice, very nice. That's exactly the
cool
way
stuff.
it's supposed to go.
Yeah. So no clicks spent so far. First is draw a card. Need some more options, because that's the threat in the server right now. Because if that's a breaking news, I can kill him.
Yeah, so he gets out cash, getting more money, so that's good. Because you really needed that money. You can pawn it then later on next turn.
Yeah, I think that's the second mid-season he milled, and I think in the cards he milled before I used Jackson, there was another mid-season which I put back in. So he milled like almost all 3 mid-seasons. Could be that he milled one twice, but I don't know.
And there's the Oral Star. We have the Faust going out here,
and
so that will enable them to break a lot of things.
Yeah, I guess the last clicks run on the remote. Yeah, run
Seriously?
on the remote.
Wow. Okay. Here's the data sucker.
Yeah, the data sucker makes it not that card taxing. Yeah, it's taxing for the data sucker tokens, but that's I think much less taxing than discarding a lot of cards. And indeed, it was.
Wow.
Indeed, it was the breaking news.
Wow, that was amazing. That was exactly the right thing at the right moment to diffuse this bomb that you set up for him.
Oh, on first click I draw a card, because I think I didn't have mid-season hand at that point. And I think I drew it on the second card. Yeah, there it is.
What? Top deck the mid-seasons here.
And I have a Scorched Earth on hand, and here's like 2 cards in hand.
And Putzlappen can't believe it. Like, did you just drew it or what? And yes, you did.
Yeah,
wow.
I did. And I think he knew about 2 mid-seasons that he trashed. So he was, it was like a little bit unlucky that I got it there. But
all the mid seasons in the top cards twice around.
Yeah.
All right, so that's your vicious deck. That's your vicious NBN deck. What are basically the differences between this Buttershop and the ones that you usually see?
Yeah, I think one thing that I think no other deck is using is Mother Goddess. Because I like that ice because you're running low on ice, so you don't have that much rest. Probably you have nothing rest. And if you put that in front of a remote, it's really hard or expensive for almost every runner to break it. For Shaper, it's almost only possible with Edman, I think. And if you have to get it with like SMC or install it from hand, it's always 6 or 8 with SMC credits. And if they have no money, then it's good for me as well. So it's like a win-win situation if I put that in a remote server in front of a breaking news. And if they don't run that, I can just score it and kill them. So my approach was to be a little bit more aggressive, because in the late game the deck loses like most of its strength, I think. Because if the runner can make a lot of money, then you won't be able to do that much, because they will get in the remote and they will get to pay for the mid-season, so you can't do that much. That's the idea.
Yeah, and I saw in the tournament, I saw you using the Mother Goddess a couple of times, watching some of your games, and I can tell, I can confirm that this can be like a very vicious play in the right moment. It's especially Shapers have a really big problem with that. Criminals, obviously, like, the only way they can deal with this is maybe through a Femme Fatale, which is also very expensive.
Inside job is really good as well.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
and of course, Criminals also have like the Geist, I guess, the Faust.
That's like Anarchs, or
I'm Anarchs. I'm sorry, I'm confusing the names again. Yes, Anarchs have the Faust that they can use.
But Faust has another problem, because if you use Faust, you have less cards in hand, and if you have less cards in it, I don't need that much meat damage to kill you.
Less meat damage to kill you, exactly.
Yeah.
So you're kind of like playing into your hand, and stealing one breaking is not that big of a deal, not like a bit of a setback to you. Technically. Sweet. So we are going to move on to the next game, which, because you won in this game, you will also participate in. So I hope you guys will join us next time when we will, as always, hack the planet!
Hack the planet! Hack the planet!
Shut up and get in the car!
Shit on me.
This episode of Netrunner TeamworkCast was created with a generous support from our listeners. If you enjoy the show and you can't get enough Netrunner videos, please check out our Patreon campaign at patreon.com/hacktheplanet.